Hey, this is Jeremy from Elevation Off-Grid, and we're pretty well known for our Black Edition F550, which is a single wheel conversion truck. So that truck has a 41-inch tire with a 20-inch wheel, and it's 4 wheels and tires rather than the traditional dually configuration that a F550 chassis cab comes with. Today I want to talk to you about a project that we really have been working on for about 2.5 years for a dually configuration that was payload rated, maintained factory track width, for 10 by 225 bolt pattern. That's what you'll find on F450 pickups, F550 chassis cabs, F600 chassis cabs. We kind of started in this space building dually trucks. Not sure many people know that nowadays, but that's kind of where it began. And at the time, there was nothing available in that bolt pattern for these trucks. Then there were a couple companies that came out with a couple options, but they ended up making the rear track width of the truck so much wider. We didn't really like the way that it looked. We didn't like how it flung mud and debris all over the trucks. And it also made it really hard to back the truck underneath camper jacks. With that additional width, which is usually around 4.5 inches per side, even with camper jack extensions, you barely clear the jacks. So kind of had this idea, talked to a few different companies about helping us make this wheel and kind of bringing it to market. And we ended up becoming really good friends with a company that we work with on our 350 Black Edition builds. Through literally 2 years of development, this wheel came to market, and we're so excited that we're able to release it. I can't wait to show it to you today. What really drove us to design and have this wheel made is the lack of options in that 19.5-inch wheel category when it comes to tires. So for 450s and 550s and 600s, they come with a 225/70 19.5-inch tire. These are all commercial grade tires, and they typically don't wear very well. They don't offer any type of traction in rain, snow, mud. It's really kind of just a street tire. There's a couple options you can spec with Ford when you order the truck that they consider it an all-season tire, and it's probably a little bit better, but still nothing compared to what's available in the typical LT market. So really what we wanted was the ability to have a wheel for these trucks that would maintain factory track width so you didn't lose any functionality or drivability of the truck, meet DOT requirements for coverage on top of the contact patch of the tire, and lastly, give a plethora of tire options, many of which will maintain the factory payload of the truck, whether it's a 450 pickup, 450 chassis cab, 550 chassis cab, or F600. These wheels are also compatible with Ram 45 and 5500 dualies. So this truck here, this is our 2025 F450. This is a platinum level truck. Currently it is 100% stock with the exception of our wheel. This truck will actually be built into a Black Edition, which is going to be pretty cool. This wheel is available in gloss black or polished. This truck has 275, 65, 20 BFG KO3s. We love the KO3s. We think they're an awesome mix between really nice, quiet on-road performance, and also they're really good off-road too. Another tire we like, BFG HD Terrain. There are a couple Michelin options that are a little bit more street focused and give a little bit quieter ride, a little bit less off-road performance, probably last a little bit longer, but this is probably going to be what most people will run, or a lot of people will run on this wheel. And this tire is a 275, which is effectively like maybe a 33.5, 33.8 diameter. Compared to the stock tires that would come on this truck, when you actually measure them out on a balancer, they're actually like 30.5. So these are going to be anywhere from 3 to 4 inches larger in diameter, and they do clear on a stock height truck. You can run a 295 without rubbing. You'll need to do a little bit of clearancing up front and in the rear. The 295 variant, there's HD Terrain available. There's also obviously the KO3, and there are other options too. We primarily will stick with BFG or Michelin, but you can really pick any tire you want. This is a one-piece forged wheel that's rated for 4,000 pounds. So if you're putting them on an F450 pickup or a 550 chassis cab or even F600, you will have the ability to maintain factory payload rating, and GVWR. If you're on a F450, rear axle weighting is 9,900 pounds. 550, you're going to be 14.7. On a 600, you'll be 15.5. So regardless of the vehicle, our wheels will maintain the factory payload rating of that truck. Now that is tire contingent. So if it's important to you to maintain that payload based on whatever you're hauling, if it's a camper or a trailer or, you know, concrete or work equipment or whatever, you'll want to make sure that the tire that you're selecting will maintain the rating that you're after. We're happy to help with that. If you have any questions, we do have all the information laid out on our website as well. The black wheel is $5,495. That's for the complete set. The polished wheel is $5,100. Again, that's for the complete set. These wheels use factory lug nuts, so it's factory hardware. So if you lose one or misplace one, it's factory. On the polished wheels, you can retain the factory center cap, which is kind of cool if you would like to do that. You could also do it on the black, but looks kind of weird with the chrome and the black. You can easily pop out the center caps, so if you need to engage four-wheel drive on the Fords manually, you can still do that. What was really important to us with this design was offset and track width. So you have no poke in the rear with this 275 tire beyond the dually flare from the contact patch of the tire, which means if you're driving through mud and slush and all that stuff, you're actually getting full coverage of that contact patch. Now, if you're running like a 295 HD terrain, you'll get probably 3/4-ish inches of poke. Still not gonna have any issues, you don't get in your camper jacks or anything like that. It's still substantially less than everything else on the market, which we're super excited about. We really like the stance of the truck with these guys. We still maintain proper spacing and separation from the inner and the outer dually. With our 20-inch dually wheel, you not only gain increased traction and handling, it also increases ride comfort. The 19.5-inch commercial tires, they're a very rigid tire. Because they're so hard, it really deteriorates ride quality on open road, whether you're loaded or unloaded. If you've driven one, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The majority of tire options on the market, definitely all of the ones that we offer, are going to substantially improve that loaded and unloaded ride quality while not sacrificing payload. That was super important to us. These trucks are really harsh. You may already know this, but every truck that we build in-house comes with full liquid spring suspension, so that takes care of a lot of that. But if that's something you're not interested in, or you're just looking for a wheel and tire, this is a really awesome way to improve ride quality really substantially by reducing the amount of harmonics and small inputs that go into the tires, where that 19.5-inch tire is not able to compress and kind of absorb some of that. And you do all that without sacrificing any of the payload of the truck, which is important. We're super excited about this wheel. We think that it's going to really change the game as far as what people are using in the space to kind of achieve their dreams. Huge thank you to Torque Wheels for working with us to make this happen, and we're excited to be the exclusive provider of this wheel. If you'd like to purchase it, check out elevationoffgrid.com. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. We'll also be at SEMA this year. We'll have this wheel there so you can check it out in person. Thank you guys very much.